this? What if I was like, someone's going to write a blog about me? I don't think I'll create. I think I'm just going to quit. I wouldn't help you. So if I helped you, you can help others. Don't wuss out on me or them. Most importantly, don't wuss out on them. It's important. Okay, so same thing, fear of no, identifying the objection, killing the objection before making the offer, all right? So we're not done. So if I were pitching, I wouldn't nearly be done. This would be a premature time to pitch because I have to deliver value to you, all right? So the second part of what I want to show you is the close formula. Step 1, get your head right. Step 2, use the close formula. Step 3 is use the stacks I'm going to give you. So here's step 2, the closing formula, all right? So happy that we had all the cool stuff that has been done at the seminar with the notebooks and the picture. None of that was me. I had no idea we were going to do any of this. Like yesterday, my wife's like, have you seen this picture on Facebook? You got like stuff. I'm like, no way, really? It's amazing. It's all my team. Without them, we would be in a trailer. I'd be like, what, don't y'all want some what? So yeah, really, thank you guys very much. Okay, so here is the closed formula, okay? So it begins with the John Carlton formula. So I call it the Carltonian formula, which John is like, that's not my formula, shut up, because it's really an incomplete formula. But the story is so good that I'm going to call it the Carlton formula. So years and years ago, I'll be brief, years ago, Andy Jenkins, Brad Fallon hired me to help them launch a program called StomperNet, which I did. It went on to, according to Andy, did $18-point-something million in sales in a combined 24-hour period. They opened it, closed it, opened it back up again. It was very, very successful. So, and a lot of that had to do with the fact it wasn't me, but I'm going to take all of the credit. I'm single-handedly responsible for everyone's success in the world. So anyway, we're at some seminar. I can't remember what it was, and I'm having a hard time figuring out how to pitch the thing. We'd done the videos, and I kind of made the case for it, and I've gotten the affiliates riled up. I'm like, John, how do I sell this thing? Because it was about SEO. I don't understand SEO to this day. I have no idea what to tell someone with SEO other than buy advertising instead. It's easier. But that's not going to work, really. It's selling an SEO product. So he was like, dude, it's 3 steps. You say, here's what I got. Here's what it will do for you. And here's what it will do next. Or I want you to do next. 3 steps. He said, if you just do these 3 steps, it might not be the best pitch, but it's going to be better than you being all scared. And dang if it didn't work. I mean, I have literally in subheads said, here's what I got. Here's what it'll do for you. Here's what I want you to do next. Blah, blah, blah. And it worked. So then I'm like, John, that formula that you taught is great. He's like, first of all, I didn't teach the formula because it's incomplete. You did. Leave me out of this. It's not a complete formula, right? So I'm like, well, how could the formula be complete? And here is the complete formula, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, the Carlton Kern formula. Carlton would be like, please don't. No, it's not. He has been misspelling his name for years. He doesn't know. He's dyslexic because he's so old. That's why he can't spell. I do it in ads, man. I mean, I'll run a stupid ad on Facebook, and it will have misspellings in the headline of the Facebook ad. And then comments, you can't spell, you got much money, you can't spell good. I'm like, I can't spell good because I'm too busy hitting refresh on these stats showing the ROI on this ad, bitch. Sorry. Now, if I was worried about getting hated on, I wouldn't be running that ad. Keith and Ralph are like, man, there's a typo in the ad. I'm like, I don't care. Run it. Put $1 in, get more money out. They can hate on me all they want. They're paying me to hate on me. That's okay. Go ahead. All right. So step 1 is here's what I got. Introduction of product. Okay, very simple. Step 2 is here's what it'll do for you. In this product, we're going to blah, blah, blah. Actually kind of walk through some languaging here in a minute. Step 3 is here's how it works. That could also simply be a better description of benefits if you want. So expansion of benefits. Step number, I'll go a little slower. Sorry, I get excited, get amped up. Go fast. I love talking about that. I'd be here anyway. I mean, even if y'all hadn't, I guess technically speaking, this is a free event because you guys didn't give me a chance to write a sales letter for it, which I appreciate because that would have been a pain in the butt. But yeah, I do this. I like doing this stuff. So I'll try to slow down a little bit. So much I want to share with you. Get worried. Like, what if we run out of time? What if I don't give them this? This could be the one thing. Okay. The next one is here's what I want you to do next. All right. So we got one extra step in there, which is the expansion of benefits. Here's how it works. But then we start getting a little, as we say in the hippity hop music, Jiggy With It, courtesy Will Smith, circa 1998 or something. Great song. Okay, here's why you should do it now. Because you always have to have urgency in sales because nobody wants to make a decision because they're afraid of making the wrong decision. It's normal. Here's why it is safe and smart. We all fear making a bad decision. We fear loss. We fear ridicule. Ridicule from the spouse. Why? It's always the wife, by the way. Not in reality, but whenever people are teaching this, people are afraid their wife's going to get mad at them. It's not always, it's the husband too. We're just as dumb. My wife's never mad about anything. I'm the dumb one in the family. Okay, so here's why it's safe and smart, or you can do an anti-guarantee. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Optional steps, which only work most of the time, all the time, are add boosters and bonuses. These are incentives to buy now. They can also be, incentives. I'll show you in a minute. Optional scarcity edition. Okay? Good. Good. And then a recap at the end. All right? So, y'all good? Yeah. Okay. Watch this. Thank you. That's right. Yeah, I could do it again tomorrow if you want. Okay, so here's what I got. Let's say we're selling something called the InstaRow. It's a non-existent device that will plant tomato seedlings without you having to dig in the dirt to plant them, because that's a pain in the butt. And it's tomatoes. This is not another plant that has a very similar genetic makeup to tomatoes, growing and thriving in the exact same climates with the same on-off light schedule as tomatoes. This is specifically about tomatoes, okay? So today I want to tell you about an exciting, so we're starting right at the beginning. Hey everybody, Frank Kern here, and today I want to tell you about an exciting new way to plant rows of tomato plants. It's a new machine called InstaRow, and if you want more tomatoes with less digging, this is for you. This is me introducing the product. Here's what I got, all right? Here's what it'll do for you. This is step 2. What's great about InstaRow is you just hold it where you want the plant to go, and it does all the digging, setting, and covering for you, and it does it faster than you could do it on your own. And this lets you plant more tomatoes in less time without having to do any manual labor. Yay. In fact, they're so easy to use, you could get your stir-crazy grandkids out of the house and working in your garden with you, and they'd actually enjoy it. It's just simple statement of benefits. I've dressed them up a little bit, but statement of benefits, very simple, okay? Here's how it works. Now, it's an expansion of benefits. It's pretty hard to make a claim without backing the claim up in some way, right? Elaborating on the claim. InstaRow is a simple 5-pound machine that uses the sun, gravity, and robotic engineering to plant tomatoes automatically while you relax. You simply place the tip of the machine where you want the seedling to go and press the green button. InstaRow's solar-powered battery powers the entire robotic system that actually digs the hole, plants the seedling, mists the soil, and covers it up for you. The average seedling takes 12 seconds to plant automatically, which is 7 times faster than planting the seedling by hand. Plus, you're not bent over in the sun with a sore back and blisters on your hands. All right, that's just expansion of why it's cool. Simple, all right? And it's so light and simple that it's even safe for grandkids 5 and over. Now, from a marketing perspective, I'm selling this. Who am I selling this to, by the way? Grandma specifically, yeah. All right? Because their objections are going to be, well, it's heavy. Like I remember my grandmother had a shoulder operation. She walked 2 miles a day until she was like 80-something years old. So had hips replaced and had something was wrong with her shoulder. So I'm thinking about her when I'm writing this. Was she going to be able to do that with that bad shoulder? You know? Well, I got the grandkids are coming for the summer. They're playing this newfangled Sega Genesis. You get that? A little video game nerds there, a little retro reference there. All right, they're playing this newfangled Sega Genesis there, and I want to get them out of the house. So know your market and what you're saying. So now, explanation of benefits, how it works. Next step, here's what I want you to do next. This is pretty easy, okay? If you want more tomatoes and less calluses and backaches, I want to send you an InstaRow today. I have no idea where this came from. My brain is weird. The price is just $197, and that includes shipping. Right now, below this video, you'll see a button that says, yes, I want more tomatoes. Click it and tell me where to send your InstaRow. When you've done that, tell me how you'd like to pay for it, and I'll rush it to you right away. Simple. Here's what I want you to do next. No problem, right? Stuff ain't hard. It's not going to convert 100%. That's why we have the stacks, see? The good stuff's coming. It's also a little confrontational. Here's why you should do it now. This is the next step in our formula. I think this is step number I think. Okay? Price. This is so there are reasons why, okay? So I wouldn't say price in the scripting. Price is now written here for your reference. This is part of a special promotion, and this price is going to go up 7 million% in 2 days, all right? Or going to go up in X days. Another reason is supply. We only have a limited number of Instagrows in stock. They take roughly 5 months to produce because they're built by hand by children in China. What the hell is wrong with me? There's really nothing funny about it. Like, why am I really need to edit this out. If you delay, you might not be able to get this opportunity again for another 5 months, and tomato season will be over by then. All right? Actually, I want you to know the real reason for humor. Use of humor when you're teaching something that is technical and often intimidating makes it less technical and intimidating. I am tricking you into learning by you having a good time. So there's a reason, and that is just pretty funny. Okay. Appeal to ego is another reason why you should do it right now. Here's why you should enroll today. This isn't tomato row. To prove to yourself and your family you're not a talker or a dreamer, but a doer. All right? Sell against frustration. Sure, you could put this off, but what's that going to get you? More calluses on your hands? More backaches? Less plants? Okay, it's me selling against frustration. So these are 4 examples of what you could say to urge the person to do it now. Use when appropriate. If the price isn't going to go up, don't say it's going to go up. If there's not a limited stock, don't say there's a limited stock. Use another appeal. Okay? So the next one is here's why it's safe and smart. Okay? Everyone fears making a bad decision. You know what's funny is I'll tell you when we're done. Just remind me to tell you why I'm a big hypocrite when we're done with this. Yeah, that'll be fun, right? I have a feeling that's not going to be hard to get you to remind me to do. Okay, so here's why it's safe and smart. Plus, Instagrow offers you an unconditional 100 plant guarantee. A little bit of linguistic magic in there. Use it to plant 100 seedlings, and if you can bear to part with it, send it back for a full refund. We'll even cover the shipping. This presupposes it is capable of planting 100 seedlings. It is capable of you using it. Right? And it is so easy that you will actually use it to produce or to plant 100 seedlings. An alternative to this is if you don't want to use a guarantee, is the anti-guarantee. It wouldn't work well in the Insta-row, by the way. I mean, that just doesn't lend itself. So this is better for a business type of thing or something where you're dealing with a little heavier sale. But I'm going to use Instagrow anyway, just why not? Instagrow is for committed and serious gardeners only. If you're a dabbler or a pretend gardener who's not fully committed to this wonderful hobby, then it would make sense to ask about a refund policy. We don't offer one because the only reason you wouldn't want to keep this is because you didn't use it. And if you're not going to use it, please don't order it. Let a real gardener have one instead. They'd sure appreciate it, and so would we. Right? Logically, that doesn't really make sense, but you could use it in a different environment. I just wanted to stick with the Instagrow thing. All right? So our next step is, all right, we've either risk reversed or we've told them why, if they're even thinking about a guarantee, they're horrible people. I do it with, what's the thing? Legacy collection. You're probably wondering about a guarantee. I've flown without a net for 17 years. In this business, there is no safety net. If you're looking for a safety net, this isn't for you, don't get it. It works, all right? Okay, so now we're at the bonuses and boosters. A booster is an incentive to get them to take action right now. This is a term that I use for it. But if you order today, I have great news. As part of the special promotion, we're taking $50 off the already discounted price and letting you have an Instagrow for just $147. All right? That's a bonus, or that's a booster because it's a price drop. Now we have a bonus. Plus, when you take us up on this generous offer, you'll get a second Instagrow free. Where do you hear this kind of stuff? Is it expensive to run infomercials? Do you think they might have it down to a science? They might have tracked every imaginable thing and are doing what's working constantly because it's like working. I mean, if you want a hard game, I don't want to get in that. That's tough, man. You got to be good. So that structure, stolen from them, they use it because it works. Okay? The next option, which you can use if you can legitimately use it, is scarcity. But there's a catch. This discount and the extra grow for free is only available for 6 more seconds. Or you can limit the quantity. This offer is limited to the first 31 customers. Or you could do both if you wanted to. We have 31 of these left. In the next 6 seconds, if all 31 aren't gone, we're pulling the plug because we got tomatoes to plant. Crazy about them tomatoes. I don't know, I always use tomato examples for some strange reason. So, here's the reality, and this is the third part, and this is the stuff I ain't never taught anybody. This is the part where you're going to be like, I'm real glad he's not asking me to do this in person. Okay? Or the stacks. So that formula I gave you is the beginning of the close. If you quit there, you're leaving most of the money on the table. All right? So you're like, okay, thanks, bye. It's going to work better than a crappy close, but the stacks is what's going to get the money. In my webinar, I just automated the webinar for Info Business Blueprint. Got 100-something% return over 4 days of ad spend, which is ridiculous on that thing, by the way. And the close starts at the 2-hour mark and ends at 2 hours and 46 minutes. It's 46 minutes of close, all right? Don't stop your close early. You don't want to did that. So stacks are ways that you can continue the close, and we're really overcoming objections in these. And I think there's 7 of them, okay? So these are basically re-closes. You either state an objection and overcome it or approach the close from another angle. Ooh, I got some good angle stuff for y'all too. I forgot about that. So, stack number 1 of pros and cons. You're going to remember this. I did this in high-level fellowship. I cannot believe this worked. Okay? So I've made the pitch. This is going to be the greatest thing ever. Oh, you know, refund, etc. If you're not happy and if you can't, even if you put your heart into it, if you just can't within 6 months make it past week number 5, I understand. I'm never going to forget that. I had another one years ago. A guy said, I worked on this for 8 straight hours and couldn't get it done. I'm like, man, you poor guy. That's like, I mean, I took a day off from my job as a bricklayer and worked on typing for 8 hours. And, you know, people are crazy. They're crazy. So this is taken from the Ben Franklin close, which in and of itself is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Ben Franklin close is classic in car business, but I never had the stones to do it. It's just so stupid, but it works. So Ben Franklin close is, Mr. Jones, I understand it's a really big decision. One of the smartest people in the world was Ben Franklin. As you probably know, I don't even know if he actually did this. This is just the close. As you probably know, presupposition and planting the fact that it's actually true. Before Ben Franklin would make any major decision, he would write down the pros and cons of the decision, and then he would make his decision after he did that. It sounds like it might make a lot of sense if we went ahead and did that right now. Is that okay? Let's talk about the pros of getting this new Mitsubishi Montego Sport. I used to sell the Montego Sports. Actually, I used to stand on the lot and be rejected, and when I attempted to sell the Montego Sports, I didn't sell anything. I was not very good at that job. Okay, so in this case, I've made the pitch. Let's just say everything's in a video, okay, because a lot of mental energy can be like, well, do you do this in a webinar or a letter? Or you can do it in any of them. Let's just say it's a video. All right, I'm going to VSL, just straight up video sales letter. Now listen, as good as this product is, I understand it's not for everybody, so I want you to really be sure this is right for you when you enroll today. I think we both know what just happened right there. Presupposition that you're going to enroll today, okay? And I would bold the words, this is right for you, on the screen if it were a VSL. So what they're really seeing is, this is right for you. And then I would italicize the words enroll today. And I would emphasize those with my voice. So look, as great as this product is, I understand it's not for everybody, so I want you to really be sure this is right for you when you enroll today. Bold, italicized, vocal emphasis. Subtle things. None of that's going to work if you're trying to sell somebody something they don't want, by the way. All the fancy tricks are icing on the cake. It's like the beautiful girl who has really taken great care of herself. That's the dress. She'd look good in a potato sack. It doesn't matter. Okay, so nothing is going to replace the fact that you have something really good underneath it all. Does that make sense? So that's why we should take a minute and just go through the pros and cons of what we're about to do together. More presupposition. So then, on the screen, you list them, right? And now, dude's not there. This is a video. He is not in front of you. We are not at a car dealership right now. All right, so I did this on my high-level fellowship webinar. This webinar series, a series of live webinars, I think I did 7 or 8 in total. That might not be right. It might have been 10 or something. And it brought in $600-something thousand in sales. And they were all live, just me doing webinars. Actually, they were hybrids. I'd be start live, end live. This part was recorded. So this is for that class. So that's where the material's coming from. All right, so, and the way I would lead on into this, I say, hey, listen, it's not all roses and unicorns here, all right? So I don't want to blow smoke up your butt. So let me just tell you the good and the bad of doing this to make sure this is something you really want to do before you enroll. Done did it again. Pros, this is a proven methodology. All right, I've been doing this now for the past 6 consecutive years. I've tested all 6 models. It's worked well for me. It's worked well for most clients who use it. Another good reason to do this is when you're selling at the high ticket, when you're in any of these business models, you just don't need that many customers to add up to good money. Speaking of add up to good money, did you bring my royalties with you? You are Nick, right? I can't see well. Everything to the right of the decimal point, I believe, was our agreement in 2009. I'm expecting that now. Doesn't take many sales to add up to good money. You don't need a lot of traffic. This isn't like something where we're selling little T-shirts and we're making $1 a customer. You don't need a big list. You don't need to be an amazing copywriter. You don't need to sell that hard. And you're really, really helping other people. And you're getting lots of personal help from me. And you're surrounded by your peers. And we have our 4 months of fellowship. This is in our high-level fellowship group. It's a pretty good product, but I'm really happy about it. Worked out well. All right. But it ain't all perfect now, so there's some things you need to be aware of. Thing number 1, this is an expensive product. It's not the cheapest thing in the world. Thing number 2 is time. There's nothing easy about this. The class is 6 weeks, and there's a lot of material to go through, and we're going to be working together a lot of time. Next thing is, what if it doesn't work for me? Now, this is where I'd put the guarantee in, but now I wouldn't do it again. I'd say, well, it might not, and if you can't handle that, you don't need to be in business. And then I would go into anti-refund there. And then I'd ask for the order, right? So I have stacked another thing on there. Here's stack number 2, what I'm really hearing is, all right? In the what I'm really hearing is stack, you're using it to overcome an objection that they might have by restating their objection as something else. So you state the objection like a question and then reframe it with what I'm really hearing is, and you do it like this. So let's say you're selling advanced business training and all sales are final, and their objection is, I want a money-back guarantee, all right? You would say something. Now remember, this is video. You're not across from the person. You're just actually making a video, but you know it's going to be a valid concern that your market has, all right? So you would say, you know, sometimes people say, hey, this sounds great, but what if I want my money back? You, now, what I'm really hearing is, hey, I like everything you've shown me, but I'm not sure I can do this. Next, you want to address that question, right? So you're reframing the question, which really is what they're saying. I mean, they either don't want it, don't trust you, or don't trust themselves. If they've made it to the pitch, they don't trust themselves, okay? Normal. Self-doubt's the #1 killer of all of your sales. Okay. So now you say, you know, I could sit here and blow smoke up your butt and tell you this is all going to be easy, but it's not. This is advanced business training for people who are serious, not beginners or dreamers. When you started your business, did the world offer you a guarantee it would work the first time? Of course not. But you did it anyway, and there were challenges, and you stuck with it. That's why you're able to provide for your family the way you do. You didn't expect a safety net from life, and I know deep down you don't expect one from me. So if you're the type of person who needs that safety net, that permission to quit when things get tough, we don't do that here. But I know you're not that type of person because you're still here, weighing this decision. So get enrolled and let's get to work. See, I could segue from that right into the Ben Franklin close, couldn't I? No problem. I'd say, you know, as a matter of fact, let's talk about now the pros and cons of this, because if you're wondering about that, then maybe this isn't for you. And in fact, there are going to be challenges. Let me show you what they are, and then boom, I'm in the Ben Franklin stack, the pros and cons. Yes, okay. Oh, God. Okay. That was perfect. All right, I'm going too fast. This one? This one? Which one? Oh, sorry, dude. Okay. Will y'all tell me when I'm going too fast? Is that a secret signal for you're going too fast? You know this is being recorded. and you are getting the recording. So you could, yeah, of course you wouldn't, no, dude, just no. I'm just for me, I like to watch myself. Of course you're getting the recordings. Yeah. Yeah, oh, well, I'm personally delivering them to you. Yeah, I'm going to sell the recordings too. I'm going to give you the recording. Okay. Okay. Yeah, man, we'll make like manuals out of this stuff and put them in a members area for you. I'm going to sell this. Not to y'all, but to the unsuspecting population. It's going to be called the Fast Track to Simple Wealth 3.0. Okay, we good? You want to see more stuff? You want to? Well, what's the next slide? That. This is me now. Yeah. But it's going to take 10 years to write that down. But so I'll give it to you, dude. We'll give you the record runs. And if you'll remind me 7 million times, the magic number is 7 million, I'll send you the slides. Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought it was a given that, of course, you have the slides. Oh. I know, but that's why we have them. They record it. He's like, 'cause he was in HLF, and I forgot to record a dang call one time, and then lost the recording for another. And he's like, I'm afraid you're going to forget to do it. And I'm like, well, that's why we have these people who are not neurotic psychopaths. They are recording things. So there's more of them than there are me. So our chances are pretty high. We're at like a 98% success rate here. Yeah. Okay. So now let's say you're selling a fitness program. I remember writing this. Okay. So we'll take it out of B2B and we'll go B2C now, business to consumer. You're selling a fitness program and their objection is, I don't have time. All right. Ask me how I know this, because Natalia sells fitness stuff, and I'm always like, man, you need to get in their face, because that's what it takes, you know. So this is you now. You know, a lot of people ask me, hey, this all sounds great, but I just don't have the time. You know what I'm really hearing is, hey, I'm not that committing to getting control of my health. You're in video. They can't punch you through the screen, and it's true, by the way. I mean, I ain't got any excuse for having 20 extra pounds, you know, except 7 million Coors Lights and a lack of discipline in the exercise department. It's the truth of anybody, okay? So here's the thing. This program takes 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. If you're not willing to do that, just learn to love sweatpants and baggy shirts. Learn to accept the fact your husband wishes you'd change but won't tell you because he doesn't want to hurt your feelings. Is it true or not true? You see, now this is interesting, right? Because we're making light of it. But think about that customer. What if her husband really wishes she would change and doesn't want to hurt her feelings, and the only thing standing between her and feeling good and being healthy and living longer is a stupid attachment to 30 minutes a day? And you don't do it, and she gets huge, and she has a heart attack and dies, and he's left and he's out getting drunk and he's screwing strippers and stuff. Like, this matters. If you have good stuff, I'm not joking. If you have good material, it is your obligation to help people out. It wouldn't have been, I shouldn't have mentioned the strippers thing, but that's why you're laughing, isn't it? Terrible people. Okay, I'm keeping going. Learn to wear wraps and flats and one-piece bathing suits with a sarong that hides your thighs. Learn to accept that your gut has been telling you he's not really tired, he's just not attracted to you. Or you could invest just 30 minutes into having the health you deserve. So when I hear people ask me that question, my question back to them is, are those 30 minutes so precious that you're willing to stay unhealthy just so you can have them? All right, so that is an admittedly extreme example. Although, if properly polarized, you could say it. Right? So you got to remember, we don't just say this to strangers. Well, we do, but we have polarized them. We have delivered value. You hit the meat cleaver of humanity into the giant thing, and then the ones who are not going to be receptive are gone anyway, right? Case in point is P90X. We'll talk about that in a minute. You don't have to wuss out, right? Of course they're not. Of course they're not, so I'm finishing the close. Let's get started right now. You're worth it, all right? Stack number 3 is apples to oranges. Okay, so let's take the same fitness example, and for some strange reason, use a kinder and gentler approach. All right? Okay. The real objection, again, is 30 minutes a day, right? So they're like, and by the way, it ain't 30 minutes a day. It's what excuse can I create so I don't have to do this exercise, which is admittedly horrible. And it is horrible. It's no fun. I don't like doing it. Actually, I feel pretty good when I do it. I got a new little routine. It's working out pretty good. All right, so here we go. The apples to oranges approach transforms the objection into something trivial, okay? A lot of people ask me, hey, this all sounds great, but I just don't have the time. Here's the thing. This program takes 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Same thing I said earlier. That's one episode of Real Housewives of Orange County. Actually, that's less than one episode. So I'm curious, which would you rather have, a toned body with tons of energy or part of one episode of Real Housewives? We both know this is more important. Don't let a TV show come between you and your health. Let's get started right now, okay? We took the objection and turned it into something completely ridiculous, and it is a completely ridiculous objection. If you're selling junk, if you're selling crap, all this is going to do for you is accelerate your inevitable failure, because more people will get your products and be unhappy with them. So it's not going to work if you're selling garbage. But if you have good things that are really helping people, get it in their hands, right? I mean, what would have happened if someone would have closed Prince on not using drugs? He wouldn't be dead. No one had the guts to say this kind of stuff to him. So think about it. Chunking the price, all right? This is another. This helps when you're selling something expensive, okay? So we'll use a money example. So let's say we're selling something for $3,000, which isn't something expensive at all, but whatever, let's say that. A lot of people tell me this is expensive. You know what? It is. A lot of times objections are just complaints. Learned that from Brooke Castillo, one of my clients. Crusher. Wish Brooke was here. Probably should have called Brooke and told her to come. I keep forgetting she's not psychic. Man, this lady's just a murderer. So good. So very, very good. And she'll be on with potential clients. She sells coaching and stuff. They'll be like, man, that's expensive. And she'll go, I know. That's the whole objection handling sequence. And then they're like, okay. She's like, I know. You ready to go all in? That's it. And she's like, dude, and I'm like, why does that work? She's like, I don't know. But it does. I'm like, I want to steal it. So great. All right. A lot of people tell me this is expensive. You know what? It is. But let's fast forward a year from now and assume you've been following along and you actually did these exercises. Now we're no longer selling DVDs. We're selling an online coaching program for fitness, which is actually sold for $3,000 and $3,500 in that market. Your body's totally transformed. Your husband's chasing you around the house so much you're having to skip showers just to keep him at bay. And you've got more energy than a troop of Boy Scouts after an espresso drinking contest. How would that feel? Okay, so we future-paced a little bit. Well, if you divide the $3,000 investment by a year, that's just $8.21 a day. What's more important, $8.21 or having your husband chase you around like a teenager? $8.21 or having the energy to play with your kids no matter what time it is? $8.21 or looking so good your friends secretly think you had some kind of procedure? $8.21 or the incredible pride you feel every time you look in the mirror knowing that you took control of your life? Which is more important to you? Hey, if I need to, I'll even send you a check for $8.21 to cover your first day if it's that big of a deal to you. Why? Because $8.21 is nothing. I'm not going to miss it in my life. Neither are you. But if that's what it takes to help you get the body you deserve, I'll have it on your doorstep tomorrow. Just call or email after you enroll. I'll send it to you FedEx. Hey, you know what's funny? Shipping it to you FedEx is more expensive than the actual check itself. We just took that whole thing. It's no longer $3,000. It's about $8.21, which in reality, it really is. They're going to spend the $3,000 on something else. Lattes, cigarettes, half of a purse. Man, I learned that the hard way. Mr. Big Shot here doesn't like to ask people how much it costs at the store because I find it embarrassing. I'm like, well, if you have to ask how much it costs, then you shouldn't buy it. In reality, if you have to ask how much it costs, you're not stupid. You're asking how much it costs because you want to. So, man, when I was looking at this ostrich feather purse at Louis Vuitton one time, I'm like, I love to spoil my wife. So I'm like, I'm gonna get that for her. So I tell the girl, her name's Heather, I'm like, hey, would you distract her and then go wrap that thing up? And then we'll get something else, mistake number 2. And then when I'm bringing up the other thing, we'll just put this purse in the bag here. And, oh yeah, man, sure. Hey, you're amazing. That's great. Really, it can't be. It's an ostrich feathers. How much does it cost? You shoot an ostrich, steal the feathers, stick it in the purse. You got, you know. What's the big deal? Says Macon, Georgia intellectual. So then mistake number 2 happens. She's looking at a little flat wallet things. You know, I don't know what you call them. They're not wallets. That's what I wanted to say. I'm too tough to know what that is. It was actually, I know what a clutch is. It wasn't a clutch. It was like it goes in your purse. One of those things. So she's looking at that. And I'm like, this is the decoy. Don't ask how much it is. I say, okay, well, you know what, honey, let's get one. She, are you sure? No, you don't do that. We got all these children. No, honey, I want to get it for you. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to pull out the ostrich feather thing. 10 grand. Here's the point. A, ask how much the thing price is. I'd have bought it anyway, really. I mean, we're not going to not get it. But people are going to spend the money anyway. They're either going to spend it with you, or they're going to spend it on beer, or smokes, or purses, or something that's not going to help them as much as you can. So it might as well be with you, because I'm telling you, it's not going to sit in their banking account for a rainy day. Well, I could spend $3,000 on this thing to help me, or I could just save it and sit here. Doesn't happen. We like to buy things. They're going to give it to someone else, someone who did a better job here. All right, so stack 5 is the chunking and the apples to oranges combo. So you can combine these things for a super duper effect. That's a trademark term, please don't steal it. Copyright 2016, Dr. Frank Kern. Okay, so here we are. We've already done the thing. You know, I understand, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you divide a $3,000 investment by a year, it's just $821 a day. I just looked online, and that's exactly the cost of a plate of chicken or a plate of barbecue. Wait a minute, I got to show you this because this is really true. Hang on. It really is. You know how I know? Because I went the extra freaking mile and took 12 seconds and typed in, what can you eat for $8.21? And this came up. It's called Google. They spent billions making it amazing. It's free to use, right? So I would show this in the video. No kidding, guys. Look, right here, we can go down to, I think this is in North Carolina. I mean, I would just eat all of that. I'm no longer concerned about physical appearance whatsoever. She's already got 2 kids by me, and what's she going to do? You know, you're stuck now, honey. And plus, she's kind of chained literally to a radiator, so she can't gnaw through that. I got the special titanium chains. All right, so anyway, that's not true. She's not chained to a radiator. It's a couch. All right. So what's more important? $8.21 or having your husband chase you around like a teenager? $8.21 or having the energy to play with your kids no matter what time it is? $8.21 or looking so good your friends secretly think you had some kind of procedure? $8.21 or the incredible pride you feel every time you look in the mirror knowing you took control of your life? Hey, if you need to, I'll even send you a check for $8.21 to cover your first day. Hang on, I messed up this slide. There we go. What's more important, 2 pieces of chicken or having your husband chase you around like a teenager? Right, so what I've done is instead of $8.21, I've substituted what the $8.21 can get you, which is trivial. So we're going from $3,000 to 2 pieces of chicken. What do you want? I mean, come on. Are you all right, if you want some chicken, well, actually, here, let me show you. All right, so I've substituted it. Hey, if you like chicken that much, I will send you a month's worth of organic chicken breast just to help you out. Now, you think that's crazy, but you know what a month's worth of organic chicken breast costs? Probably like $50 or something. Not even that. I mean, what, $1 a chicken breast or something? I don't know. I don't actually buy groceries. $1 million for all. This is one of those, you should look at the price things, right? But it's probably not very much. So, yeah, that's crazy, but you know this is the right thing to do. And if that's what it takes, I'll do it for you. Just call or email after you enroll, and I'll have it sent FedEx. No longer $3,000, chicken breast, right? Can't do it if we're selling garbage. That will accelerate your failure very fast. If you're selling good stuff, you're helping people out, works pretty good. Okay, stack number 6 is trust and story. Okay, this is a good one. This is a lot easier to stomach. And I'm using extreme examples, by the way, just to sort of really illustrate the point. So this is best used to overcome skepticism in general or self-doubt. Here's the thing. Well, first of all, let me tell you about self-doubt. Self-doubt is what is going to stop your sales. So there's 3 reasons. I'll cover this again in another presentation. There's 3 reasons they're not going to buy. They don't want it. They don't trust you. They don't believe they can do it. The third one is typically going to be the worst one, right? We try to make ourselves look cool. No, man, look how great I am. Believe in me, and then I can help you. But they're thinking, I can't do it because that's them, and I'm not as good as them. Human nature, I don't know why it is, but that's why it is. So self-doubt is our own self-doubt is our greatest enemy by 1,000,000 times, and our prospect self-doubt is what's going to kill our sales. So we'll use it here. A lot of people ask me, how do I know this will work for me? And when I hear that, here's what I want to say. So notice slightly different language pattern. When I hear that, this is what I'm hearing as earlier. Now, when I hear that, here's what I want to say. I want to say, dude, I'm saying it. I want to say, I think you're asking me that because you either don't trust me or you fully don't trust yourself. And you know what? If I haven't earned your trust, please don't order. I don't deserve it. I haven't done my job today. I don't want something for nothing. It's okay. My feelings aren't hurt, and I apologize for wasting your time. But if you do trust me, what I think you're really saying when you ask me that question is I've got self-doubt, and I'm not sure if I can actually do this. At this stage, you do not want to be obnoxious like I've been. All right, so I'm overly obnoxious and demonstrating this. So you want to be very kind and empathetic, and it needs to be genuine. All right? Ideally, we want to build their confidence and anchor this decision to enroll in, I think we're still selling fitness now, to purchase something. We want to anchor that to something very, very positive. It's best to do it if it's a story. All right? I completely understand because I felt the same way about a lot of things. And when I feel that way, if I'm honest with myself, it's because I've tried something and failed. And I don't want to go through the pain of that failure again. Ideally, you tell a story of loss and redemption here. It's got to be true. If you don't have one, tell the Colonel Sanders story or Rocky Balboa story. Sylvester Stallone had to sell his dog. Everyone like something. Don't make stuff up. Okay? So I want to help you by telling you an embarrassing story right now. We're in video, remember. When I was a kid, I had terrible self-esteem, mainly because my stepdad and teachers told me I was stupid and lazy, and this made me very shy and awkward with girls. Because I didn't have any confidence, I was always amazed when I'd get a girlfriend, and I'd always let them walk all over me. I was worse than the guys in the movies who got dumped and cheated on. I made those guys look like Brad Pitt. Eventually, I got a girlfriend who didn't dump me and didn't cheat on me too badly. And my family wanted me to get married, and I wanted to make them happy. So I thought, well, I'll never meet anyone better, so I might as well marry this one. So we got married. I stayed in that marriage completely miserable for 6 years, and when I finally got a divorce, it cost me everything I had. My net worth dropped by about 99%. I had 2 kids I shared custody with, and I thought, well, I guess I'll become a monk because no woman is going to want to be with me at this stage. And then I met an honest-to-God cover model. And it was literally love at first sight, for me anyway. I was so shy that I ended up tracking her down on Facebook after we met and waiting like a month or something before I even sent her a friend request. I started emailing her, and since I had hours to compose every message and response, she thought I was kind of funny. So when I finally asked her for a number, she gave it to me. It took me about 3 days to work up the courage to call her, and when I finally did, I had to do it in my car because I was embarrassed that someone might overhear me sounding stupid on the phone. Don't laugh at me. This is me. It's really happened. The conversation was awkward, but she didn't seem too repulsed by me. And I thought to myself, holy smokes, you might actually have a chance here. Now, let me tell you, this one was a perfect 10. So as they say, and I figured the only way to get her to like me was to transform myself into a 20. So that's what I set out to do. I hired a personal trainer, went to counseling to overcome all the self-esteem issues, and I even started courting her just like in the movies. Flowers and everything. That works, boys, by the way. All right. I did that for almost 3 months before our first date. I guess she didn't realize that I'd become a 20. The first date turned into a second date into a third. Eventually, we got married, then we had 2 kids. When I look at those kids at night, sometimes I think, thank God I didn't let my past failures keep these children from coming into the world. Now, what have I just done? I've escalated this issue into something as important as human life, right? So we've taken this objection, and now, boom, if I'd given in, my kids wouldn't be born. You gonna give in right now? Why you wanna do that? You wanna kill my kids? So let me ask you. Don't kill all of them, or any of them, really. I really like them very much. That's not funny. So let me ask you, if you had a time machine and could meet me the day before I made that first phone call to her, this is a big deal. What would you tell me if I was allowed to let my past get in the way, right? So time machine, I'm going to give you the slides because it's impossible to remember all this, all right? Would you let me quit on myself, or would you encourage me to give it my best? Of course you'd encourage me, and I'd do the same thing for you. Now I'm doing you a favor. In fact, that's what I'm trying to do for you right now. My one decision to pick up the phone and make that call changed my life forever, and it seems like you might be facing a similar decision right now. So let me ask you, are you going to let fear and self-doubt cheat you out of the future you deserve? I'm here to tell you right now, stand up for yourself and claim the happiness you deserve. Get enrolled and let's do it. Crushes it, right? Well, thank you very much. Yeah. Crushes. You don't have to do it in person. That's an easy one. There's nothing confrontational about that. I mean, a little bit, but it's not, you're going to be fat and disgusting for your entire life. You're going to die. You're just going to prevent me single-handedly from having these beautiful children. And my son's going to be, a Nobel Peace Prize winner, and my daughter is going to be one of the best nuns ever. So why you hate nuns? Obviously you hate nuns. Well, ISIS is hiring. Hang on, I'm going to call ISIS. You can enroll in ISIS. I'm sorry for wasting your time. Okay, stack number 7 is worst case, best case. This is similar to the pros and cons, all right? But it's a little more conversational. So pros and cons is kind of logical, and this is more conversational. If you haven't ordered already, I can only think it's because you're worried about making a bad decision. You know why? Because they're worried about making a bad decision. So there's no point beating around the bush with this stuff. And you know what? Maybe you are. But what if you're not? Look, let's get real for a minute, okay? Let's keep it real. Why is that so funny? It's always, let's keep it real. What was it? Were we in an alternate universe a minute ago? Let's step into now this was not real, but now this is real. Okay, let's say you get this and you hate it. That's pretty much a worst case scenario, right? Let's say it's the worst thing you've ever had and it's just awful. Now you say this kind of like with some lightness in your voice. You don't want to tell them it's going to be horrible. So you're going to, hey, let's say you get this and you hate it, all right? I hope that's not going to happen, but it's possible. But that's pretty much a worst case scenario, right? Let's say it's the worst thing you've ever had and it's just awful. Well, can it get worse than that, realistically? Can we agree this is a worst case scenario? They're not going to answer back. It's on a video, but in their mind, they are. You can't ignore a question. Well, if that happens, here's how to fix it. Just send it back and you'll get a refund. It'll be like it never happened. Pretty easy, right? But what if this works? Now, best case. Hey, you're still here reading or watching, let's say watching, you're still here watching this, so you know you've got a pretty strong gut feeling this is exactly what you've been looking for. I don't know what kind of voodoo NLP stuff that is, but I think there's some voodoo. You know, okay, good. We got real NLP, you're like a real person, so I hate talking about, if she wasn't here, I'd make something up. But she'd bust me. She'd be like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I really don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to NLP. But I know that's powerful stuff. That's called the Kern technique. It was invented in 1943. Okay? Good. What if your gut feeling is right? 5 weeks from now, you could be, what do we say? Oh, the fitness thing, right? 12 weeks from now, that's how long it really takes. 12 weeks from now, you could be an entirely new woman. Isn't it at least worth trying? After all, the worst that can happen is you get to hit the delete button on the whole thing and get all your money back. But the best case scenario really is life-changing. Let's get started today. I use this one all the time. Love it. Because it's pretty straightforward. Hey, what's the worst that can happen? You don't like it, you get your money back, you keep it anyway. I don't care. But man, what if it works? Is it really worth missing out on all the potential benefit just because of what? So it's pretty good. Oh, and that's the end of that. I thought that was longer. Okay, well, the end. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much. All right, so if you use those, you will make more money. I mean, unless you botch them. You don't want to be as obnoxious as I was, but you want to use them. So number 1, close. Number 2, the close is the beginning of the close. It ain't the close. All right. Number 3, see number 1 and repeat. Process. Okay, so I'll take a question or two. We're doing pretty good on time, actually. So, yes. All of them. Yeah. I mean, ideally, you would just checklist. She asked, which one of those stacks do I suggest for if you're selling high-end stuff? All of them. Apples to oranges. What was the other one? The time distortion thing. I literally just get a check. You'll get the slides. Just get a checklist. I do this. I do that. Yeah. The more you do, Because so it's kind of like, we think about this in terms of physically being in front of somebody, okay? But you're not. You're in a video or a webinar or a sales letter. If they're still there listening to that, they're intensely interested. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. So the longer you go, the more. That's why I like live webinars. I make the sales in the Q&A. I don't make it in the webinar because I do this. In the Q&A, I'm like, please, someone give me one of these objections. Come on. I need to start paying someone to have one of the objections in the live, or I can just make it up. Oh, Bob from Minnesota happened to say. It's never occurred to me. Actually, I could just say some people, I could just read the stupid script. Okay, who's got it? Who next? Yeah?
Not really a question, but what I'm blowing you away about this is that doing the after the close work brings it back to them.
Uh-huh.
Like before that you're talking about here's what you get, here's all the stuff you're going to get, here's why it's great, here's why this and that and everything, and that's most people do stop there. But now when you go and you do this kind of thing, it seems like kind of an aside. But let's talk about you. Let's talk about how this works for you. It doesn't seem like you're selling anything at all.
But you is.
I know you are. Mm-hmm. They don't doesn't feel like it.
Well, it might not. Some of those were pretty, Yeah, but just don't, it's not bad to sell. It's bad to be a peckerhead. You don't want to be obnoxious or rude. I mean, some of that stuff you might not want to say, although it would be beneficial to the right person. Yes, ma'am. I'm going to just all ladies. Sorry, fellas, all ladies today. I'm going to have to ask you guys to fight it out. Yes. Just going to, well. Oh, so glad you asked me that. Yeah. Hmm? It is based on math. It is a math decision. It's a lot easier for me to be live on camera because I can just wing it. I can get some notes, and then, so usually when I'm live on camera, physically on camera, I'll have a little bullet points, and then you see the edited version. You don't see me screwing up 7 million times. I use Wistia to track engagement of video, and the dang words on the screen have higher completion rate. I ain't even know why. Well, I haven't tested that to that degree. I just know that straight screen cam has higher engagement rate for me than Frank on camera. And now there is, with that said, that doesn't mean no one get on camera anymore. It doesn't work. It means that was limited over 2 promotions where I really tracked it. So, yeah. I'm sorry, you got the wrong equipment. No, go ahead. I've said it was going to be girls only, but you're a lovely man. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I just couldn't talk about him because I hadn't taught him yet. And he'd be like, what are you talking about? But like crazy. I've been guilty of pulling punches too. So I rarely sell this hard. Now, the next video I make, watch, he'll see, you'll be like, good Lord, this guy is obnoxious. Because the more you go for it, the more money you get. During the Info Business Blueprint webinar campaign, I did a series of 12 live webinars for it. I emailed my list 8 billion times. Revenue went way up. Guess how many people hated on me for it? Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea. I don't care. Because they weren't going to buy anything. Anyway. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
So if you're selling business to other small business owners, is it okay to use like a personal story if it's not a consumer sale?
Yeah.
The success story?
Yeah. I sell exclusively to business owners. And, it works. I'll own businesses. It's not because I'm so good or anything. I'm just using, what works. So yeah, totally. That's a version of the I think my business is different thing, which I will channel the Dan Kennedy within, It ain't different. Buyers are buyers and people are people, and we all got the same little levers and switch. I have a whole thing of light switches for you that I'll do today. As a matter of fact, I better get on it, so I'll take one more, and I'll get jiggy. I'm out of girls to call on. Oh, no, I'm not. Sorry. Yeah. I'm a gentleman. I'm from the South. I'll take as many questions as I can, but we got to let them go first. No. Well, you can. Yeah. Actually, so there's a whole psychology behind appeal to ego. So let's say it's $3,000. I'm selling to actual businesses. I wouldn't go to a biz op person or something about $3,000. Well, maybe. That's not really a lot of money if you think about it. But I'd say, all right, worst case scenario, you spend this, it's $3,000. You're out, quote unquote, $3,000. First of all, if that's going to change your life, you don't need to be buying this. You got bigger problems than $3,000 if you're really that worried about If you're sitting here right now thinking, here are my choices. I've been with this guy. I know this guy. He's helped me out already. He's shown me this, but I'm really worried about the $3,000, but I think it can work for me, and your mind is stuck on the $3,000. You don't need to get this right now because something's broken. You need to go out there and make more money and fix the problem that's got you worried about the $3,000, because me and you both know $3,000 ain't no money. That's $8.21 a day, man. Come on, you want me to? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Everyone who's worried about the $3,000, you go ahead and enroll right now, and I'm going to send you $250. That'll cover your first month, okay? After that, I don't want to hear any whining. You see what I mean? So you can do it if you want to, for sure. And you don't actually have to send them, you don't have to say that part, if you don't want to. Although, I'd send $250 to get $2,750 instead of $3,000. I don't care. Whatever it takes. It's more than I had 10 seconds ago. So, all right, so let me do, gosh, yes. Yes, I don't think 2,000 or 1,000 is high ticket. And to businesses, it's nothing, so. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. But I don't have anything, I don't have anything under $2,000 except for Video Black Box, I think. Survey Siphon and stuff like that, but those, I don't even think about those. They're just there, like the gum beside the cash register at the car dealership. At the end of the year, like, dude, we sold a lot of gum this year. But it's not, we're not like, we gotta sell this gum. So yeah, always get the money. It's really there's a three-part system. It's get money, get money, get money. That's what it is. Yeah. Okay. So let's do. How y'all feeling? We're set to close at 5. Let me look at my little notes here. I don't mind it. Oh, you need a break? Okay. Take a break. Take a break until 4:23. Gives you 3 minutes. And we'll be getting down on it. Yeah, I got cool stuff for y'all.